It's the National Football League on EA Sports. And if it's in the game, it's in the game. It's the New Orleans Saints and the Jacksonville Jaguars. Coming up next.
We're about 15 miles from the Atlantic coast in the northeast corner of Florida. Welcome to Everbank Stadium here in Jacksonville. So good to have you with us. Mike Tirico, Greg Olson. We're getting set for kickoff in here. Partner, I'm really focused on the start of this game. Both teams emphasize what happens here right at the jump.
And that's why so many of these teams spend so much time all week, Mike, on what they call their opening script. It's not just a series of plays that they like and they just kind of throw darts at the wall. It's how do you unmask the defense? How do you set up future plays and future possessions as the game unfolds? So much time and energy is spent on these first couple drives. I'm with you. I'm excited to see how do they come out, how aggressive, and where do they think the weaknesses of their opponent lie.
Here is Cam Little, ready to get this thing started. And off we go from Jacksonville. Here's Williams on the return. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. So the Saints ready to go to work on offense for the first time. And their quarterback is the all-time leading passer for the Raiders, Derek Carr, the veteran.
Ever since Derek Carr came into the league, Mike, he's been historically a very passionate and productive NFL quarterback. He has the arm that can make every throw, but sometimes it's that arm that gets him into trouble. So he's got to find a little balance, a happy medium between aggressiveness and recklessness, because when he's playing well, they have as good a shot to win games as anybody.
They'll come to the line now on 2nd and 2. From the shotgun, it's Carr. That one into the hands of Hill. And he'll be taken down. The gain is 6, and it's a new set of downs. He picked up the first down.
One of the easiest ways to negate these really good pass rushes in the NFL, Mike, is just to simply get the ball out of the quarterback's hand as fast as possible. And sometimes it's by design, sometimes it's based on need. But really nice job there by the quarterback, getting into the hands of his receiver and then see what he can do after the catch.
And he's down on the other side of midfield. Mark him at the 48-yard line.
This is how you draw up your opening possession when you're on the road. The longer the drive goes, the quieter the crowd gets. Continue to mix in that run game. Let's see if they can finish off by putting this ball in the end zone.
They'll motion their tight end, Johnson. Play action now. It's Carr. A very quick throw there, but not on the same page with his target. That's incomplete.
Up until that incompletion, they've done a really nice job on this drive, Mike, picking up fresh sets of downs. And typically, throwing the ball on first down is a great way to do it. But now they find themselves in 2nd and 10. Do you keep it in the air and try to get the first down here? Or is the idea to just make 3rd down manageable and take your chances picking up a key 3rd down?
That one broken up. It's incomplete. All over him down the field. It'll set up 3rd down.
They told us this week they were going to try to come out fast, and tell you what, that's exactly what they did. Put immediate pressure on this secondary and let them know, hey, all game long today, you better defend every blade of grass because we're coming out firing. And even though that ball falls incomplete, it goes a long way in setting up the rest of this game plan as the game unfolds. You can't fault the quarterback on this one, Mike. He really didn't even have much of an opportunity. By the time he hit the top of his drop and got his eyes downfield, the defense was all over him, and he really had no choice but to just get that ball out of his hand and live to play another snap.
And no return forthcoming. It's a touchback, and will come out to the 20-yard line. The Jacksonville offense ready to go to work for the first time. Leading them out, the former #1 overall pick back in the 2021 draft, it's Trevor Lawrence.
You think back just a few years ago, Mike, Trevor Lawrence coming out of Clemson, he was regarded as one of the top quarterback prospects of the last decade, and at times, he's fit the billing, but it's been the inconsistency, protect the ball, turnovers. If he can clean up a lot of those miscues, he could be one of the top quarterbacks in this league.
They'll come up now for 2nd down and 4. Working out of the gun, it's Lawrence. That's over the middle to the tight end Ingram.
Well, we'll give a little credit here defensively. Even though they allowed the 1st down, we've seen defenses really struggle bringing this big tight end to the ground, and they didn't allow him to pick up a bunch of yards after contact, but he was able to get just enough to pick up the 1st down.
Ball out to the 35-yard line as they come up for 1st and 10. The hole closes quickly. He'll pick up about 3. They face 2nd down and 7. Throwing is Lawrence. He locates the open man. That's Christian Kirk. And they'll work this close to a 1st down, maybe just a tad short. Third and a yard. They'll try and run for the 1st with ETN.
Really just the same approach that an offense would take on a quarterback sneak, Mike. You don't necessarily have to spring them for a huge gain. Can you buy just enough space up front to pick up 1 yard? That's exactly what they did. Pick up the 1st down.
So a pair of 1st downs moves them out to the 47-yard line. And it's 1st and 10. Once again, it's ETN. He'll try to push forward. He'll wind up getting 3 yards with that one. Mario Davis there on the play. Second and 7. They'll run it once more with ETN. He'll get about 2. Willie Gay with the stop. Third and 5. Off the play fake. Here's Lawrence. He'll try to run for it. Good job breaking the pocket and going for 14 yards, and most importantly, a 1st down.
Having a quarterback with this ability to run is such an X factor in today's NFL. It's an element of their offense that you have to be prepared for on every single play. Here we see it on 3rd down. Starts out as a pass. Nowhere to go with the ball. He tucks it, turns into a runner. Picks up the 1st down.
On 1st and 10, Lawrence. He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
He decides to go with the safe throw and throws it well short of the sticks. And at this level, Mike, you just can't miss layups like that.
They'll try again here. 2nd and 10. Lawrence gives this one to ETN. He'll manage only a couple. Willie Gay with the stop. They need the 24-yard line as they come up for 3rd down. From the shotgun, it's Lawrence. And this is going to be incomplete. That is great work there, making things difficult defensively. It'll set up a 4th down.
Really nice job there by the defense defending the middle of the field. That is the most valuable real estate on the field. They know every single offense is trying to attack the defense between the hashes, so give credit. They took away all the throwing lanes, and that ball falls incomplete.
He is 2 for 2. That kick is good. And the Jaguars will take a 3-0 lead.
And I think this is going to end up being considered a successful drive, Mike. I think obviously you would have loved to see them come down and convert and score a touchdown. But at the very least, they needed to come away with 3. They were able to do that and take a lead on that field goal.
He'll get this up to the 28-yard line. Nice place for the drive to start. They'll start this one on the ground with Kamara. And he's going to be brought down on what will be the final play in this opening quarter. So just a lone field goal in the first quarter of play. It's the Jaguars on top. We'll have more from Jacksonville after this. Here's 2nd and 2. In motion is Hill. Carr now on 2nd down. And that's going to be a first down. A pickup of 9.
Not every pass has to be thrown downfield. You can rely on the run after catch, especially a big body like this tight end. Get the ball in his hands early and let him pick up the rest after the catch.
They'll come up here, 1st and 10. Carr working out of the gun. That'll be caught. It's Alvin Kamara. And that keeps him ahead of schedule. That's a first down completion of 7 yards. Here's 2nd and 3 to go. Shaheed in motion. 2nd down, Carr. Brought in by Chris Olave. And they'll whistle him down, but not before he picks up a first down after a gain of 7.
And the Saints first down.
They send him right out of the slot. They show jet sweep and instead run it up the middle. He's going to be taken down at about the 30.
And a nice pickup there by the back with an explosive run play. And it's important to point out, Mike, this offensive play caller, he's still working off that opening script. It doesn't necessarily have to just be the first possession. Using formations, using run game and pass. Unmask the defense and understand where to take the play calling as the game unfolds.
Open man, that's Marquez Valdez-Scantling. First time these two have connected this afternoon, and it'll wind up being a first down.
And this is where the speed of your inside receivers are so critical. He lines up in the right slot. But, Mike, look how far he covers to where he ended up receiving that ball. You can't have all day. Those defensive linemen, they are coming after your quarterback. So the speed in the slot is critical. That's a great example why. They couldn't quite connect there on that short pass, Mike, and I just think it's worth reminding everyone how different the concepts are down here in the red zone than what the rest of the game plan calls for in the normal part of the field.
We'll try again. It's 2nd and 10. On the give, this is Kamara. He'll get about 3, and that's going to lead to 3rd down. Here's 3rd and 7. Carr to throw. To the back of the end zone. He's got it. Rashid Shaheed. Touchdown, Saints.
But you think back to their first possession of this game, Mike, it resulted in a punt. Not exactly the fast start the coaches told us was so important as this game unfolds. They get the ball back for possession 2. Now they try to find some rhythm, find their...
And before the try, remember, it is a touchdown. All scoring plays are reviewed, so replay will confirm this one before we do anything else. And we'll get a moment here as they look this one over. Remember, the call on the field is what they'll stick with unless they have clear, incontrovertible visual evidence to the contrary. In other words, it's got to be the truth. So, ruled a touchdown originally. They didn't find any reason to overturn it, and it stays on the board. Groupie able to add the extra point. The Saints move out to a 7-3 lead. After the touchdown, it's Groupie to kick this one away. On the return, it's Devin Duvernay. And he'll work this one past the 25 to right about the 28-yard line. The Jags offense ready to see what they can do on their second possession. Off play action. He'll set up to throw. He'll let this one go deep for Thomas. And he's going to be marked down, bringing it all the way to the 25-yard line.
Those are the explosive pass plays that this team is going to continue to mine all day. And you can see pre-snap, the quarterback loved his matchup. He allowed his receiver to work downfield, perfect throw, and now sets them up to try to see if they can finish this drive off with some points.
They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for 1st and 10. Now Lawrence. That is brought in at the 10. And they're going to get this all the way down inside the 5.
Well, they certainly aren't wasting any time marching down the field. I mean, you only need one hand to count how many plays they've run, and yet they find themselves 1st and goal inside the low red zone.
A couple of big plays, one after the other, and now it's 1st and goal. Here's Lawrence, and the rush gets home. He'll go down. They got him.
By Ryan Brzee, a 5-yard loss leads to 2nd and goal at the Saints' 9-yard line.
7-3 is the score, with 2 minutes to play in the first half. Back with more from Jacksonville after this timeout. Lawrence now on 2nd down. That one is caught in the back of the end zone. Evan Ingram. Touchdown, Jacksonville. The tight end using the middle of the field. I got a tight end next to me who's caught 60 NFL touchdowns, knows how to operate down in those spaces.
And that was my favorite place to operate, Mike. I always had this rule.
And I believe the referee was buzzed by the replay officials, indicating let's get a closer look at this. They trigger this automatically in the last 2 minutes of the half. So, ruled a touchdown originally. They didn't find any reason to overturn it, and it stays on the board. Little now following the touchdown, out to kick this one away. Williams now to return. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. The Saints offense and veteran Alvin Kamara set to take over once more. This one has been tight so far. A field goal separating the two sides as this drive kicks off with 1st and 10. Throwing is Carr. He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
I think the biggest issue and why they find themselves trailing in this game, Mike, has really just been the ups and downs of this passing game. At sometimes, he's highly accurate and efficient, but at others, he just misses too many easy throws. The question is, are they going to be able to overcome this quarterback inconsistency and pull this game out?
Here's a screen coming for Kamara. Now a 3rd and 2. Olave is the motion man. Carr from the gun on 3rd down. That's going to be pulled in by Kamara. And he's going to have the 1st down as he gets out of bounds, and he stopped the clock as well.
He's in a really nice rhythm here on 3rd down. He appears very comfortable operating out of the gun, and he's able to find his man near the sideline, and he's able to extend this drive.
A fresh set of downs to work with. It is 1st down and 10. Back is Carr. Shaheed with the catch. And they bring him down, but not until he crosses midfield.
And now you can see they're really getting in rhythm in this 2-minute drive. Now, after that last completion, Mike, they cross midfield. Now the mindset goes to, all right, we got to come away with some points. They've got a quarterback who's in complete control, and they got to see if they can finish this thing off.
The throw over the middle, and they can't connect. It's incomplete. He was trying to get it to Alvin Kamara that time, and it'll bring up 2nd down.
So as halftime looms, Mike, they have to find a way to capitalize on this drive right here and make sure they end the half with some sort of points. Now, that incompletion, not ideal, but at the very least, it stops the clock. Catch your breath, get back in the huddle, and this next play, it's gotta be a gotta-have-it best play call. Pretty clear approach here, Mike. You're just trying to take advantage of the size of your tight end versus a smaller defender, and you're just saying box him out and go up for an offensive rebound and get the ball at its highest point. In this case, it falls incomplete, but if they continue to get that matchup, this quarterback's not going to shy away from giving his big tight end a shot.
He's got his man. That's Olave. And he's out of bounds, but not until he gets inside the 25-yard line. A pickup there of 25 yards. It's good for a Saints 1st down.
3rd downs, Mike, those are quarterback downs. Those are the downs where you tend to find yourself in a must-pass situation, and that's where the top guys in the league are still capable of overcoming it. So throw the ball downfield, be accurate with the ball. Winning on 3rd downs, that is a recipe for success.
They'll try to set up the screen here, and no chance to turn and go. That one good for just a couple. Second down and 8. Now Carr. That pass caught right side. Valdez-Scantling. They get 14 yards and set up 1st and goal.
Man, they're just running this 2-minute drill to complete perfection. And this is such a point of emphasis of every offense, Mike. These end-of-half scenarios to come away stealing points make a big impact on the outcome of the game. And they're knocking on the door here, 1st and goal. At the very least, got to come away with some points.
They'll look to set up the screen here. And he's going to be down close to the goal line. Good job defensively to make sure he did not get to the end zone. From the 2 now, here's 2nd and goal. Kamara going to try to bull his way in. A dive, and he's in! Alvin Kamara Touchdown, New Orleans. Good drive. They kept the ball. Greg, they moved it effectively down the field and finished it off on the ground for the touchdown.
So often, Mike, we see teams work on a great drive to get down here close, only to settle for a field goal. But in this case, give them a lot of credit. They put a great drive together, but they're able to capitalize and finish it off with 6.
On comes Blake Grupe for the PAT. It's up and good. And the Saints are on top. It's 14-10.
Jaguars 10.
Still a little time. Final minute of this first half. We'll see if they can do anything with this kickoff that is coming their way. And he'll be taken down right at the 29-yard line. The Jaguars offense going to take over here in the last minute of this first half. They trail by 4. A touchdown gives them the lead. Drive begins with 1st and 10. That's complete. It's Parker Washington.
Certainly not the biggest play of the day, but a good example of picking up positive yardage, staying ahead of the chains by a well-timed ball and a well-timed route.
They'll work now on 2nd and 4. In motion comes Thomas. Now 2nd down throw for Lawrence. And that's going to be incomplete. Coverage was good that time. The contact jarring the ball loose and forcing 3rd down.
It's always a risky decision anytime a quarterback tries to force the ball, especially into those tightly contested areas. Not a lot of daylight, not a lot of room for error. In this case, it just falls simply as an incomplete. But as this game unfolds, better decisions are going to lead to better results.
And he's going to have the 1st down as he gets out of bounds, and he stopped the clock as well.
This is a great example of where just having situational awareness is so critical in the huddle. When every one of those receivers, Mike, breaks the huddle and go line up, they've got to know where that 1st down marker is. If your route calls, get by it, secure the catch, and bring up a fresh set of downs.
On 1st down, Lawrence. That's into the hands of Travis Etienne. And he'll be marked down at the 45-yard line. Here's 1st and 10. In motion comes Thomas. Lawrence now to throw on 1st down. Catch made right side by Thomas. And they'll get about 4 here as he is taken down. Here's 2nd and 6. They go play action for Lawrence. He'll let this go deep for the end zone. He was trying to get it to Christian Kirk. And 3rd down coming up.
So I like the aggressiveness of the call, but as the rest of the game unfolds, Mike, there needs to be better overall execution. A little bit cleaner. The next thing you know, they're going to hit some of those big shots.
Lawrence from the gun here on 3rd down. And he will slide to a halt, but he does have the 1st down. Cam Little for this field goal attempt. And this will be from 42 yards out. He is 2 for 2. That kick is good. And the Jaguars are back within a point. It's 14-13.
Okay, Mike, thank you. More from you and Greg in a moment. But for now, welcome one and all to our EA Sports Halftime Reports. We just watched a solid first half from the veteran running back, Alvin Kamara. He had a touchdown run that helped get his guys this halftime lead.
Coach, thanks. This one's still anyone's game. We'll see who can come out with the hot hand in this second half, about to get started. Certainly a tightly contested first half, and you'd expect more of that here in the second half. A one-point game as quarter 3 begins. And it'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. The Jaguars offense looking to get back to work as we begin this third quarter. The deficit is 1 as they'll search now for that go-ahead score. They'll give it to ETN to start this drive. And not much there. He's back to the original line. No gain on that one.
You could just see the frustration on the running back's face as he's getting helped up off the ground. Like, there was just nowhere to go from the moment he was handed the ball. Give credit to the defense. Great job.
On the give, it's ETN. And the D closes quickly. He's stopped after a gain of a yard. Demario Davis there on the play. Third down and 9. Working out of the gun, it's Lawrence. That one on target with Kirk. They've got it. And he'll be taken down at the 30.
Everyone talks about all the physical qualities to play quarterback in the NFL, Mike, and of course that's a given, but it's really the cerebral approach to the game that separates the best from everybody else, and I think both of those things were on display there, as he did not only a great job of finding the vulnerabilities of the back end, but then once his guy was there, it was that arm talent that put the ball in the exact right spot to allow his guy to make the big play.
On 1st and 10, Lawrence. And he got rid of that one quickly before the receiver even knew what was going on. That's incomplete.
For the most part, he's been very accurate with the ball. I mean, he's completing over 60% of his passes, but because they haven't been able to get any big explosive plays, continue to push the ball downfield, hasn't really translated on the scoreboard just yet.
The tight end, Ingram, is on the move. Second down, Lawrence. He'll get this complete over the middle with Kirk. And he'll get about 6 before he's taken down. Here's a 3rd down and 4. Kirk is the motion man. From the shotgun, it's Lawrence. He'll go right back to Kirk again. It's complete. And he's going to get there. He got the first down, not by a whole lot, but that'll keep this drive rolling.
Now they're entering the area of the field, especially with the amount of yards they've gained on this possession, Mike, where it feels like a touchdown is critical. For the defense, settling for a field goal here, especially with the ball where it is, feels like a win.
This one complete to Washington. And he'll get about 8 on that one, most of it coming after the catch. It's 2nd down. The tight end, Ingram, is on the move. Now Lawrence. He pulls it in around the 5. And this drive's going to continue. They bring him down, but not before he picks up 1st and goal for his team.
Just take what the defense is giving you. When you can stay ahead of the chains and just take these easy pitch and catch throws underneath, hitch routes, quick game, now it puts you in a lot more favorable down and distances to eventually attack this defense a little bit more downfield.
And he'll go down, back at the 4.
I'd like to see that running back be a little bit more decisive with his cut, Mike. You can see he was a little hesitant, and once you're late making that decision, you just kind of get strong laterally. Great job there by the defense, and he has no choice but to take that loss.
Man in motion here is Washington. And this one blown up. Good surge will drop him. A loss on the play, back to the 9-yard line.
It's a loss of 4.
The reason teams love calling the quarterback's number on design quarterback runs, Mike, is because in the blocking scheme, you gain one additional blocker. It didn't matter here. The defense was ready for it, and they're able to bring the quarterback down for a loss.
Throwing here on 3rd and goal. And that is caught in the end zone. He's in. 5, they're going to go for 2 and try to extend it out to 7. Here's Lawrence. He bought all the time he could, but he's going to be taken down as he couldn't get a throwaway.
So they decide to put the ball in the air, which I don't mind on this 2-point try, but their execution was just a little bit off, and it's not going to work out in their favor this time around.
Little now following the touchdown, out to kick this one away. On the return, here's Mims. A good return as he takes it across the 30. The Saints offense ready for their first possession of this second half. The deficit is 5, so they'll try to put a drive together here. They'll begin it with 1st and 10. Here's Kamara. And he'll get 2 on this one before being taken down. Look him up on a 2nd down and 8. Here's Carr. No one open. He'll drop it to his running back. And he's going to be brought down up past the 45.
Every once in a while, it just comes down to you need somebody in the huddle to just make a play. And it wasn't a whole lot fancy here. The quarterback just dumps the ball down, a quick underneath completion, and then really it's the yards after catch that did the rest. And that's what it takes. You're not always going to have the perfect play. You're not always going to dial up the perfect play against the perfect look. Sometimes players need to make plays, and that was a good one there. There's no more efficient play in the NFL, Mike, than the play-action passing game, and you can see here why. You make the defense have to honor both the run and the pass, and he's able to pick up a nice gain to his tight end.
2nd down and 3. It'll be a run out of the gun with Kamara. Not a whole lot there as he'll work it down to the 46. Foye Oluokun with the play. So we are through 3. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Big play coming up. This is 3rd down. From the shotgun, it's Carr. That's over the middle and taken in. He's got it. And he's going to have the 1st down. It is a gain of 6. Good conversion on 3rd down.
Critical 3rd down conversion there, Mike. Now brings up a fresh set of downs. You find yourself here trailing in the 4th quarter. They got to go down and score, and they got to score fast.
On 1st and 10, Carr. Pressure gets there, and down he goes. Trayvon Walker, the former 1st overall pick, in there for the sack.
When you can win so fast fast as an edge rusher, you put so much pressure on the quarterback to speed everything up. He can sense that pressure coming either from his front or back side. It either speeds up and leads to an errant throw, or in this case, it leads to a sack.
Work to do now as they come up on 2nd and long. Carr working out of the gun. Shaheed with the catch. He'll get about 6 before he's taken down.
Defense does a nice job here initially using zone coverage to take away the middle of the field. That's the most valuable real estate in football. Quarterback gets off his first read, sees some openings to the sideline, and him and his receiver are able to connect.
Carr from the gun on 3rd down. He's got his man. It's Hill. And they are in great shape. He's taken down inside the 10.
If you want to score points at a high level in the NFL, you have to generate explosive plays. And after that big chunk pass play, they find themselves now down there in the red zone, and this is where you have to finish drives.
So the big play changes the complexion of things. It's 1st and goal now from just inside the 10-yard line. They'll run here with Kamara. He'll get a yard or 2 to the 8. 2nd and goal. Second and goal. Again, it'll be Kamara. Stop at the 6, and that sets up 3rd and goal. To throw, it's Carr. They're called in at the 2. Trying to reach for the goal line, but he's going to come up just short. Wow, that's going to set up 4th down.
These are the worst. I had a couple years, Mike, where I swear I got tackled inside the 1-yard line 10 times, and then you look back and you're like, man, how many touchdowns did I leave on the board because I couldn't get one more yard? Now,
and he will dive into the end zone. Alvin Kamara, touchdown Saints. That is 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. What a game this has been. Back and forth we go, and that 4th quarter score changes the lead one more time.
And we've seen the lead go back and forth, Mike, and now the question is, can they get a stop? Can they find a way defensively to hang on to this lead and get themselves this big win?
Oh, they got the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off by Tyson Campbell.
That decision to go for 2 was made up from the very beginning. The moment they scored, you could see the head coach. He's signaling, we're going for 2. The touchdown was obviously a disappointing outcome defensively, but to able to get that stop, they can at least come off the field and catch their breath.
So now playing with the lead after that 4th quarter touchdown. Time to kick it back the other way. Duvernay on the return. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. There's Trevor Lawrence as he and the Jaguars get set for their next drive. And he has been in control of this offense. Want to run you through some of the action from earlier on. We've got the 2 touchdown passes, over 200 passing yards. He has been excellent all game long. Set to go now on 1st and 10. Lawrence. A quick slant into the hands of Thomas. And they'll bring him down, but not until he gets to the 38-yard line.
And this is a tricky part of the game for any defense. You find yourself protecting a late lead, and The age-old question is, do you remain aggressive? Do you try to just keep the ball from being thrown over your head and make everything be tackled and played in front of you? That's what every defensive coordinator struggles with, so they can't get too soft here as they try to hold on to this lead here late.
And they will bring him down on the other side of midfield. He's got a touchdown on the books from earlier, and that catch gets him a first down. So 2 minutes left to play in the second half. Greg and I back for the conclusion in a moment. Plenty of time, all 3 timeouts left. It's 1st and 10. They'll drop to throw. Gets it away quickly, and it's caught. He's going to be taken down at about the 30.
All right, this is a good start. Plays like these are definitely going to help as you work your way into scoring range. While you have to be wary of the clock and keep an eye on it, they should have plenty of time here to finish this drive.
Man in motion here is Washington. Using the jet sweep for the fake, they run it up the middle. And a nice run there on first down, getting 8. Setting up 2nd and 2. Here's ETN. And he'll bring this inside the 15. That's good enough for the first down. Here's Lawrence to throw. Who else? Another catch for his favorite target. New Orleans' 3rd and final timeout. And they'll get together prior to the 2nd down play. ETN. And that won't get a whole lot. Maybe a yard. That's it. Big play. 3rd and 2. Now here's Lawrence. That is caught. And they'll stop him just short of the goal line, but they are going to have enough to convert. It's going to be 1st and goal. They'll run it here with ETN. And this is a touchdown. They were not going to be denied, and they have taken the lead here in the final minute of play. Taking care of business on the ground to get the score, and Greg, the big guys up front, they deserve some praise on that one.
Absolutely, Mike, and it really only takes one guy to distort the defense and win his block. But in this case, give credit to the entire unit. They did their job, and they reward their offense with a touchdown.
Up the middle, here's ETN. And he will get into the end zone for the 2 and extend the lead to 7 points. So the kickoff team out there one final time in the final minute as they kick it away. On the return, here's Mims. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. The Saints offense ready to take over once again. They trail here by a touchdown as this drive will start with a first down. Carr to throw. His pass taken in by Shaheed.
The receiver thought he had a nice soft spot in that zone coverage, and he settles down to give a nice target to the quarterback. But the defense had eyes on him the entire time. Secure rally tackle prevents that from turning into a big play.
Here comes second down. Carr. To the left side and pulled in. Valdez-Scantling. And that's going to be a first down. A pickup of 9.
Not a whole lot complicated about this play, Mike. That was understanding where the holes of the defense were. Remember, in this zone coverage, you got to find green grass. Get past the first down marker, be friendly to the quarterback, and then the ball has to be out on time before those zone defenders can react to the receiver. It's exactly how it played out here. You can draw up all the fancy plays you want, but when the quarterback and the receiver see it through the same set of eyes, it's virtually impossible to stop. This is one of those situations that plays directly into the hands of the defense because think, Mike, they know this offense has to be one-dimensional. This has to be a pass. So what do? They bring in extra defensive backs. They clog up the back end. And at the end of the day, there's just nowhere for the offense to go with the ball. It's rare to see an offense that finds themselves trailing and say, well, their quarterback's been actually one of their biggest bright spots. Usually that doesn't go hand in hand, so it's a little surprising to see him miss a throw like that on a day where he's completed passes at a highly efficient rate.
Contact up front. Did they get one of the defenders to jump?
Defense. Still third down.
This crowd trying to be a factor, getting very loud now. It's 3rd and 5. That's going to be incomplete, so no help there. And we're likely down to a final snap.
It's just so hard to be a good offense in the NFL, Mike, when you are not good on 3rd down. Your inability to extend drives, it either puts a lot of pressure on your coaches to be aggressive on 4th down or simply punt or take a field goal. You have to maintain possession and give you more cracks to score touchdowns.
He'll take a shot here for the end zone. And that is incomplete. They took the end zone shot of the final play. It's a heartbreaking finish. This one will come to an end. So, it's a win here for the Jaguars. They proved much the best in this one. Get a solid performance in all 3 phases of the game and ride that to victory. And that'll do it for my partner, Greg Olson. For our entire team, I'm Mike Tirico. This has been a presentation of